Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Annette Monk, she's a regular here on The Price of Business with Carlton Staffing. That's carltonstaffing.com. And I love having you on the program. You've been a great addition to it, and it's always good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Real quickly, before we get into our guest today, tell us a little bit more about Carlton Staffing.
Carlton is a full-service staffing firm, and we do temp to hire, and direct hire placement in any positions that would be in an office or any positions out in the warehouse. We also have a division called KTEK that does engineering and IT placement as well.
And as you know, we have ears all over the place. Kind of give us an idea of your footprint as far as your reach.
Our geographic territory,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're in the Houston area. We have 5 locations for Carlton here in Houston, and we have one in Dallas and one in Fort Worth as well. And KTEK services really anywhere around the world.
There you go. Gotta love that. And you got a great guest lined up for us today. I've been excited about this. Tell us about your guest today.
So I'd like to welcome Dr. Dan Garner, who is the president and CEO of Houston Forensic Science.
Dr. Garner, welcome to the program. Why don't you start off with kind of giving us the elevator speech, if you will, about what you do?
I'll certainly try. Houston Forensic Science is it's a science-based forensic organization that has taken over all of the forensic responsibilities of the Houston Police Department. We did this about a year ago.
Very good. Go ahead there with your question, Annette.
Well, I know, Dr. Garner, you actually came out of retirement to take this position, and so it must have been a compelling story, Houston Forensic Science, for you to want to do that. You want to share a little bit more about what makes you all different?
Well, I think the thing that got my attention was the idea of setting this up as an independent forensic organization. And Houston is the first major city to do that. I think they were setting it up right. I just wanted to be a part of it.
What is important about that compared to the standard, approach to this?
Normally, most forensic labs are part of police departments, law enforcement organizations. And in 2009, the National Academy of Sciences here in the U.S. recommended that because of bias, that the forensic labs be pulled out of law enforcement agencies.
Mm. Makes perfect sense because, it's very difficult to compete against that kind of technology. And so all of a sudden there's a certain amount of parity there that didn't exist before.
Well, and the technology is getting more expensive forensically, but it's also within law enforcement agencies, it's having to compete with new technology law enforcement agencies are bringing on board. So there's competing needs for the resources available. And setting it up as an independent organization, I think, is going to allow us to try to address those resource needs in a different way.
Very good, Annette.
So, specifically, what disciplines do you operate in, and is there a geographic territory that you work in as well?
Yes, we have pretty much full forensic disciplines, excluding forensic pathology, which is handled by the county. But we have DNA analysis, firearms, fingerprints, drugs, digital evidence, which is the newer area that we're involved with. Crime. We go everything from crime scene on, basically.
Are there any other cities that have an independent forensic department like this?
Not quite like this. The Washington, D.C. set their forensic lab up as a separate department within the city. And there's been a state or two that's done the same thing, but no one has set it up as an independent type corporation.
Interesting. Annette?
So I understand that you also, because you're independent, you're also looking for clients that are outside the city of Houston. And so what other kind of organizations are you targeting and that you would ideally like to do business with as well?
Well, the way they set us up, they being the city government of the city of Houston government, and our board of directors, we're governed by a board of directors, is that we can go out and do business for other agencies, and including defense attorneys. So we have a broad spectrum because we're independent that we can work with. So we are talking to other jurisdictions, counties, cities, as to what their forensic needs might be and if we can provide those needs for them.
Can you work with both the state and the defendant, or would it typically, that sounds like a conflict of interest. But
Not in the same case, we cannot. You're
Right.
absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
But on We could work for the defense in cases that some other forensic lab did the analysis.
Very good.
So why would someone maybe come to Houston Forensic versus any other crime lab? Is there a differentiator?
My goal is to set us up so that we are a high-quality science organization, and we provide our services in an extremely timely fashion. Mm-hmm. And those are the two key things that I think will allow us to be competitive in this area.
Dr. Dan Garner, he is at Houston Forensic Science. That's HoustonForensicScience.org. Annette Monk, she's a regular contributor on The Price of Business. CarltonStaffing.com. Final thoughts before we let you go.
I was curious, Dr. Garner, for you, any long-term expansion goals or any goals that are coming up that you'd like to share?
Well, we have just signed an agreement with another county here in Texas that is starting to expand our capabilities. We're also making plans and doing a needs assessment for a new facility down the road 3 or 4 years. And after that, we're looking at opportunities and wanting to make sure that we can fulfill the needs in a timely manner without overextending so our services suffer.
Do you want to mention the name of that county, or is there discretion required at this point?
No, it's San Jacinto County.
Very good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Annette, good to see you as always.
Thank you. All
right, when we come back, more for you. Do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdatareview.com, and this is The Price of Business.